Good morning. My name is Kai Holloway, and this morning I just wanted to talk to you and perhaps round up what I'm doing at the moment. Um, a lot of you already know me and know what I've been doing the past few years. I've been quite active in the truth of movement, if you like, if that's what you want to call it, and I've been trying to work out solutions and how we can perhaps come up against what I like to call the oligarchy and I wanted to explain the theory and the thought behind Red Pill Hosting Trust and hopefully get some more of my followers understanding what my intentions are. Um, I think we're all aware of the problem we're going through. We have at this time this oligarchy, and this stretches into all walks of life. I try and stay away from the conspiracy lizard sort of ideology that a lot of people follow, and they suggest that they're a lot more powerful than they actually are. And so let's just go through what the problem is that we're all facing. The oligarchy has, for the past, I'd call it a couple 100 years, 300 years, been manipulating the society basically to keep them in place and to feed off us. They are effectively a virus, if you like, and they have set up a system where I like to see them as the farmers and we are the cattle. And the process behind the Bilderberg meetings, the trilateral commissions, the Committee of 300, and all of these places, these are the actual farmer meetings. And when you come down to your UK Parliament and your American Congress, etc., these are nothing more than sideshows. You know, these guys don't have the power. All the power is organised at these huge business meetings. And what they have done, they have set up such a situation now where they are bleeding all the funds off of us. And I like to see it as an MP's job is to steal as much of the public's assets as humanly possible and get away with it. This is their game. They push the people and push the people as far as they can. And at this point, I think that they are hoping for riots so that they can really bring the military state down, the police state, if you like, and really enforce everything that they are doing is heading that way. You know, now every UK policeman is going to have a taser. This is carrying a violent weapon, or as far as I'm concerned, a dangerous weapon. And you know, if one of us members of the public was caught holding a taser, you would be arrested and jailed for holding that dangerous weapon. But they allow these muppets with 6 months training, often on steroids, and now they're taking in police of low IQ to intentionally follow orders. They are the order followers. And so the state is just getting worse. So as they restrict and make things worse for us, they are ready to deal with their process heavy-handedly. If we remember, we were all shouting against the systems that were in place in World War II in Europe and Germany, etc. And we all despise the fact that Hitler was apparently going papers, and there were control towers and guard towers everywhere. People, these things are cropping up now, you know, and you know, what do you think they're asking for when they ask for ID? It's your papers, your papers. So, you know, all of these things, you know, they put a little twist on them. The EU is has always been the oligarchy's plan. I don't know how much you've gone into World War II, but the thing was a complete farce. Hitler was it? Well, I mean, the oligarchy backed Hitler to do the job, and he turned around and bit them. So they sent Stalin in to fix him. And in the end, they've got the EU that they want, and now all the English are in a frenzy of what to do, whether we should vote for them or not vote for them. And ultimately, it's all treason against your sovereignty. The Queen has committed treason. Ironic that I'm recording this on the birthday celebrations where all you lovely people are sitting out there on Pall Mall enjoying our Marks and Spencer's hamper. I hope you enjoy that. Anyway, let's get back to it. So look, the system is now set up. We've got unlawful courts. We have got administrative courts sending people out fines, and everything is about fines, fines, fines. Now, law, law should be there to, if somebody commits a crime, there should be a victim. Now, all of these fines, they are all unlawful, and they're cleverly placed. They're cleverly legislated, sorry, excuse my Sunday morning terminology now, so that it's further restrictions on the people. And all these fines, they just go to feed the oligarchy and go on further restrictions. We all know what an unfair society we live in at this point. It would cost something like 40 billion to feed the world and provide clean water for everyone. But no, we don't do that. We provide 1.7 trillion funding globally to bomb people. And so this just shows there's no intention for our farmers to cause peace. They like the blood and the slaughter. It's a way of culling the cattle. They've got too many cattle in a certain area, so they've got to push them off, etc., etc. So, you know, we all know the problems. We've got no law, we've got no real police, we've got no real MPs, we've got no real councillors. Everything is corrupt. Everything. There's not one thing that is not corrupt at this time. So let's get to activism. The activism and protesters. I see protest as nothing more than a form of consent. It goes back to the cotton days, cotton picking days, where people would get their menial wages and they would have 24 hours to protest, which in effect was a form of consent because they're still going back to the job the next day. They're just not happy about what they got. Okay, so tough crap. Get on with it. So protest is nothing more than consent. It says you're still playing with the system. Now, if everybody in the UK just sat down and had a strike, we could fix this within days, literally days. But unfortunately, we are so defragmented and we are so on different thought patterns that this is never going to happen, ever. So, and the same thing is with activism. You've got people who are talking about chemtrails, fracking. You've got people against the NHS being privatised. You've got people against, you know, everybody's talking about something different. And this is exactly what the oligarchy have planned. They like us all fighting because while we're all fighting, nothing's getting achieved. And I really wish people would listen to this because we are not getting anywhere. You know, waking up and peace and love will only take us so far, people. You know, and the Truther movement has really come along in bones since 9/11, but it's still all peace and love. And unfortunately, we can't fight fire with peace and love. We have to get organized. We have to fight fire with fire. And you guys know I love people. I love humanity. I love everyone. But I've got a brain, and we need to be organized. And unfortunately, we have to step up our game. We have to become something that this oligarchy has never seen, and we need to prove them wrong. And together we are change. People must realize this. So this takes me back to the peacekeepers that I was heavily behind. Well, it was my initiative. I started it about 18 months ago, and I first figured, let's get everyone on a peacekeeper top, and take off the anonymous Jesuit masks, get everyone in a peacekeeper top, and let's go and take them down. Let's go and do some lawful arrests, get some grand jury set up and all the rest of it. I quickly figured in doing that, I had no vetting of the situation. And so what I had was I had activists putting on my t-shirts and my tops and basically going and causing strife, I would say. Not, they thought they were doing something good, but let's face it, people taking over a building for 36 hours is not achieving anything. It may, in fact, I don't even think it sends out a good message to the middle classes. We need to captivate these people. And so I have drawn back from that for a minute with the full intention of getting it organized. And what I mean by organized is I need to employ peacekeepers. And the reason I need to employ peacekeepers is if they're on a wage and if they work for an organization, they have to stick to the rules of that organization. I hope this makes sense. The organization, the peacekeepers, if you like, has to be run, unfortunately, a bit like a dictatorship at the moment. It has to be steadfast in its rules and non-negotiable. Now, the peacekeepers can set up the organization that the UK, well, anyone under this maritime admiralty law, any country, what we need is an organization that is so big and so trusted by the public that the oligarchy shudder in the face of it. And my intention with the peacekeepers is to get all the people advocating it. And what we can do is, like I say, we can set up people's assemblies, grand juries. I want to start in a particular area and I want to employ, say, 30, 40 full-time peacekeepers, vans, uniforms, a whole lot. And what we will do is we will act the same way as these private security companies do. The ones that the current Theresa May is sending funds to, i.e. G4S. What we will do is we will set up an organisation, body, properly, so that it looks, acts properly. And we shall start building trust with the public in the area that we work in. Now, our peacekeepers completely advocate natural law. I'm not going to call it common law because that suggests that we are commoners. We are not. We are natural human beings and we follow what is right. If there's a victim, then there should be a prosecution. So we need to build this body. I can't do it myself. We need to become so efficient, steadfast, and build quickly because we are running out of time here, people. So how do we build peace? I mean, I'd like to see, eventually when we've got these votes and parliamentary things, which we know are all fiddled, peacekeepers should be looking after the voting stations, as we're trustworthy, as we're for the people, so there's no corrupt voting going on, so that voting slips aren't getting lost, so that this, that, the other. We need a public body. We can't trust any of these institutions set up in place. We need to set up our own. So that's intention with the peacekeepers. We can grow real fast and quick, and then we start, when we've got that organization in place, we start following the lawful rebellion and we start taking down our councillors. We take down our councillors. They are the first step. Well, the top policemen that are stopping the police doing their job. They all know that they're not allowed to arrest these corrupt MPs, etc. We start from the back door in. So we clean up our areas, we clean up the police, we clean up the councillors. And when we can do that, we can then clean up our parliament. We become huge, trusted, very quickly. So how do we do that? We need funds, and people have got to get this through their head. We cannot run around like headless chickens anymore. It's not going to happen. And the more we violently protest or the more we try and bring the system down, we are going to get crushed. So we have to use the pen is mightier than the sword philosophy at the moment, and we have to build an organisation with funds so that we can employ these people, so that we can have the vans, have the courtrooms. They're at this moment selling off courtrooms. We should be able to buy them so they're already in place, put our natural law trust symbols up so that anybody can come in and lodge a complaint. So the funds are what it's all about. So myself and my colleagues, very close, Paul, and there's a few others that work very closely with me. We have come up with a way to provide these funds. And what it effectively is a red pill housing trust. So what that intends to do is buy the auction properties that have been stolen by the unlawful banks for their very corrupt mortgage death pledge papers, and we want to pick these up. They all go cheaply, so what we can do then is effectively buy them, get them done up to a great standard, and we can provide affordable social housing at council rates, people. So this is going to be real cheap living in quality housing and lifetime assured tenancies. Yeah, exactly what every council should be doing. The business plan isn't awkward. It isn't clever. It's not. There are a few clever aspects to it, like we do not pay a penny tax to this system. But that's just the way we manipulate the companies and the refinance and all that sort of thing. But what this does is you buy a cheap property, you manage to get it done up, and then you can refinance it at a 30-40% increase in price. So that provides you money to buy more properties very quickly. Yeah, it's not a hard thing to explain. It's quite simple. But what we need is the funds to get the first properties bought. That's it. So at this moment, we're looking at £55,000, which gets us a couple of properties. That out of those, we can refinance those and buy 3 properties. Out of those, we can buy 5 properties. Out of those, we can buy 7 properties. Out of those, we can buy. You get the picture, and it's very quick. It's very quick. We've got the builders in place. We've got the refinancers in place. We've got the companies in place. We've got everything in place. We just need the initial funds to get going. Now, I throw myself on my followers. I have at least 1,000 great followers, and you all listen to me. You all understand I talk sense. Um, Now, guys, it would take £50 each from you, and I know it's hard times. I know it's hard times, but £50 from 1,000 of my followers, we get going. And not only that, what we're doing, we've worked into the business plan that we can actually give that money back with interest next year. So, it's not throwing it away to the wind. And I know you've seen me raising lots of money before. I've raised money for Gaza children, Syria children. My wife had a Ghana children thing set up. We've raised thousands of pounds, excuse me, for children affected by our oligarchy. So I ask you to get behind me one last time um, to help me raise these funds. We can, like I say, it comes back with interest at 42%. We've worked out next year we can do that. And this year we can buy at least 20 properties. Next year 30. Next year, the year after 40. The year after that 50. And when I get more people behind me, more trusted friends that can help put their time to this, we can just expand over the UK really, really quick. and this will provide funds to employ these peacekeepers and set up these institutions that we need. We can no longer hope on peace and love. It's simple. We just can't do it. There's loads of peace and love and meditation going on, and nothing's changing. It's just getting worse. So please, I deplore, I ask my followers, I ask my friends, I ask new people that have never heard of me. All the proceeds from the book go to this that I wrote, A Slave's Guide to the Galaxy. You know, everything I do now is to change this system. And I ask friends, followers, loved ones, friends of friends, share this. Please come together and let's get this done. Let's truly make this work, and let's have a real good dig at it, because we don't have a lot of other choice. If somebody comes up to me and says, hold on, Kai, we can do it a little bit different, I'm open to ears. But until somebody comes up and suggests change, we're not going to get anywhere. So, my friends, I've put the link at the bottom of this YouTube. Excuse me. You can all find me on Twitter at Kai Holloway, no one special. My email is kaifreeman9@gmail.com. I ask you, please chuck 50 quid in, 100 quid, you'll get the money back, and we will achieve something fantastic. This is a full process behind it. I hope you see I've done my thinking, my planning about this, the structure behind it, and it's a real plan. Please show me somebody else that's got one. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say, my friends. And once again, please share this video, chuck a couple quid in, and let's get this done. Thank you for listening. Thank you. We are change.